Coming up today is the biggest matchup in the English game. It is the one always circled by both sets of fans, considering the pedigree of these two clubs alone. It's Liverpool versus Manchester United from Anfield, and it's live. Where Gregg Popovich was asked in a pre-match press conference earlier today, which of the next two games would you like to win out of this and the upcoming fixture against Manchester City, Gregg Popovich said very swiftly, this one. Welcome to Anfield, good afternoon. It is the biggest matchup in the English game. Of course it is Liverpool versus Manchester United here from Anfield today. A lot is on the line. Manchester United in the top four currently, but not really hitting the form we'd expect for the moment. Liverpool just lingering outside in 5th and 6th. So they are not chasing the title for the moment. The two London clubs, Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal, have been running away with it for the most part, remaining unbeaten throughout the entire season. So it may not be high in stakes of trophy chasing for the moment, but this game could have a huge impact on the rest of the season. There's still a lot at stake here today between the two of the biggest clubs in England. Alisson's in goal with Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold, the man causing much problems today, in short. Ronaldo is with Keita there. The front three is Sadio Mane and Mo Salah either side of Roberto Firmino. Matic, Pogba and Ruben Neves in the midfield. It's a three-man midfield today with David De Gea in goal. It's the traditional back four of Koulibaly, Telles, Lindelof and Dalot, and the front three, of course, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, either side of the red-hot on fire Mason Greenwood. It is considered the biggest matchup in the English domestic game. So many titles between them. Manchester United still currently leading the way on 20. Liverpool currently on 18. Let's get this match underway. And Liverpool already on the ball with Trent Alexander-Arnold, with Firmino, who has missed an absolutely golden chance. And, Trent Alexander-Arnold doing what Trent Alexander-Arnold does best. A absolutely pinging ball. Firmino had the goal in his sight, and he missed it. Mere minute into the game, and Liverpool already on the front foot. You have to do that against Manchester United. You have to start quickly, and you cannot let them settle. Because when Manchester United settle, when they start passing the ball around, they start passing it around beautifully, and it leaves you with not much chance. Liverpool, as with all teams that face Manchester United, the objective is to get the ball off them and keep them off the ball for as long as possible. And this is why. Here's Diego Dalot. Rashford to Alex Telles. And now Manchester United come forward with Marcus Rashford, who is brought down. And is that a foul against Joe Gomez and a free kick to Manchester United? I think it might be. Well, he tries to ride the challenge. It's a collision. The free kick has gone to Manchester United. And Marcus Rashford, he hit the bar against Chelsea. Let's see what he does here. It's straight through the wall and into the arms of Alisson. Marcus Rashford or Paul Pogba. It's always a kind of one after the other. Like one takes one free kick and one takes the other. And Rashford there going through the wall. But he took the power out of the shot and into the arms of Alisson. Meanwhile, Liverpool now have a free kick on the other side. Koulibaly with the foul. And Trent Alexander-Arnold is especially dangerous from set-piece situations. Manchester United will have to be on their toes. It's quite a ways out for Trent. He'll hit the ball, and that is really poor, really. By his exceptionally high standards, that is one of the worst free kicks I think he's ever hit. As it goes out for a throw-in on the other side, as Marcus Rashford couldn't bring the ball under his control. I don't think Trent Alexander-Arnold will be remembering that one anytime soon. It was pretty poor, by his exceptional standards, that is. Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain. Keita back to Joe Gomez. James Milner, the Premier League veteran now. It's been a strange season for these two clubs. At the start of the year, it was documented that Manchester United were going to dominate with the signings they've made. Liverpool, on the other hand, feel that this could be their time and their year. They are closing in on a league title. It hasn't happened under Jurgen Klopp yet. I personally think you stick with him as long as you can. Jurgen Klopp will bring you success. And Liverpool, of course, the Champions League winners from last season, of course, beating Tottenham Hotspur in the final. Soon after, Mauricio Pochettino was sacked and replaced with Jose Mourinho, whose team is flying high at the top of the table at the moment, followed closely by Mikel Arteta's Arsenal side. There's Anthony Martial! A good save by Alisson. Two of the best goalkeepers in the league considered. Alisson versus David De Gea this afternoon. It's going to be an intriguing battle. And of course, in defence for Manchester United, they have Lindelof and Koulibaly against Firmino. Firmino is built like a tank at times. Here's Chiesa, tackled by Nemanja Matic. He's gone down. He's complaining to the referee. Play goes on with Mason Greenwood. James Milner really doing well to track back there. Well played by James Milner. It's a great ball by Ronaldo, and Firmino has turned his man out. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Tellers, I think it was, had to be careful not to concede a penalty kick. And I think it was Dalot that headed it out for a corner for Trent Alexander-Arnold to take. It's going to be a whipped in ball. It is a whipped in ball in towards Salah. Into the bar. Not sure who hit it. Goal kick is the decision from the referee there. Manchester United, as you can see on the possession, having 34% of the ball. Liverpool have had all the ball in this spell in the first half. Manchester United getting nowhere near it, and that is exactly the game plan Jurgen Klopp would have emphasised on his team. And they're on the ball at times. Manchester United are probably the prettiest show in town. But there's been a lot of holes in the Manchester United side defensively over the years. It's another foul conceded by Lindelof. He's going to get called over by the referee. Might be a booking. And he's got a booking in the Champions League, so you have to be careful. I don't think it'll mean much for the moment. Be carrying that over until the knockout rounds if Manchester United reach it. They have had problems in the Champions League this season, but they are starting to come to form. In the last two games, they've scored upwards of 9 goals so far, I believe it is. So they're on a bit of a scoring run for the moment. Alexander-Arnold will take the free kick and it's straight at De Gea. Good catch. Good catch there by David De Gea. And a brilliantly struck shot there by Trent. But unfortunately, he can't get it past De Gea. Here's Ruben Neves off the throw. Paul Pogba, Manchester United captain. Matic. Going with the big game names today. Gregg Popovich. Rashford. Greenwood is offside. Well, Marcus Rashford, I don't believe, has scored a league goal this season. He's been struggling to get amongst the goals, but I think it's more because Mason Greenwood has been having them all for fun, especially in the last 2 games. Martial as well. I think the scoring load has been taken off Marcus Rashford and placed on them instead. And Greenwood has, like I said, been red hot in front of goal with no fear and ice cold in his veins. Mason Greenwood, no doubt, if he continues on this road, is going to be probably one of the greatest Premier League scorers ever. Well, we can't stress that yet, but he's certainly on the right track at the moment. Yet the ball has gone through despite clipping off Matic. And Firmino, he makes mincemeat of Victor Lindelof. He's gone down. And that free kick will be given as well. I think that was the right call from the referee, to be fair. He's going to have a word with Neves as well. It's getting a bit feisty down there. Manchester United conceding a lot of fouls, and with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the pitch, this is very dangerous territory. Well, the first one was a warning shot. What's Trent going to do here? He's going to... Oh, it's saved by De Gea, I think. Did it hit the woodwork, or did De Gea get there? He got there. What a save by David De Gea. We've not said that a lot, but that was straight out of the top drawer. That is the world class of David De Gea. What a save from Trent Alexander-Arnold's free kick. Robinson cuts in. He's got a whole load of players in front of him. Martial has took the ball, and Manchester United come away with Matic, and now with Rashford. Trying to pick out Greenwood the through ball. Greenwood gets there anyway. Runs Rashford. Next Tellez with the cross, and Mason Greenwood. He's blocked off, I think, by Virgil van Dijk. Here comes Wijnaldum with the ball. No, not quite. Diego Dalot's got there, and he's found Martial. A great play there by Martial to whip into Dalot. And the ball was going to nick off Van Dijk again and into the arms of his keeper. Manchester United starting to get into the game a bit more. Salah, brilliant pass. Firmino loses out to Koulibaly, well played. And Van Dijk cuts out Martial. Back to Firmino. And, that almost looked like being a great ball for Salah. And Koulibaly cut it out instead. Ruben Neves. Martial. Trying to look for Rashford. He found Greenwood more open. Marcus Rashford off the bar, off the post and in. And Marcus Rashford scores his first goal of the season in the league. It's been a long time coming. But Marcus Rashford, big game DNA, scores the opening goal here. You would have thought Greenwood would take that on the form he's in. And that's a stunning strike from Rashford, to be fair. No chance for Alisson with it going off the post. It was great precision here for Greenwood. And that little nickel of space that Trent Alexander-Arnold gave Rashford was all he needed. And he was going to hit shot like that into the back of the net. And that is crucial for Manchester United's title chase. They're in the top 4, Liverpool just outside it. 3 points is the only answer for both these sides. For now, Manchester United have the lead by a goal to nil in the biggest matchup in the English game. I can almost guarantee you that that won't be the last goal we have today. Whether Manchester United score more or Liverpool decide to get back into or if Liverpool, well, not decide, but do get back into the game, you know what I mean. Obviously they're always deciding to stay in the game as long as possible. That's what we're here for. It's a great ball from Greenwood to Martial. And he's got to find Rashford. He found Joe Gomez instead. Was that handball by Joe Gomez? Play continues with Rashford going into the box. And that was handball by Gomez for sure. Why was that not given? As Paul Pogba enters a right old tussle with Wijnaldum. He's coming away with the ball. Oh! Just missed. Paul Pogba, that was some strike. Still lower on the possession count than Liverpool. But they are the one with the Manchester United are the ones with the goal now. It's a nick off James Milner for Alexander-Arnold to chase. He ran into Matic instead. Greenwood. Martial's got through! 2-0. And of course it's Anthony Martial, because who else is it? And Mason Greenwood again with a beautiful assist. The boy can do no wrong at the moment. What a ball from Greenwood that is, and Martial, well, he just doesn't miss this season. He and Greenwood have scored all the goals for Manchester United. And Greenwood's been setting him up on a plate. And Martial has duly eaten his cake, as it were. Beautiful goal from Martial. And that makes it Manchester United 2, Liverpool 0 as half-time approaches. And all Liverpool's good work in the early part of the second half has been undone. They should have taken the chances. But, to be fair, the second free kick from Trent was brilliant. And the save was even better from David De Gea as we enter the final minute of added on time here in the first half. Pogba. Mr. Greenwood. Martial. Tries to find Dalot. He's cut out by the defender there. And Dalot's running to 3 or 4 players. And that is the end of the first half. Rashford and Martial, the killer 2 for Gregg Popovich since he took over from Jose Mourinho. They have thrived, and they have thrived again today. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 2, but I don't think Liverpool are out of this by any stretch. They just need to try and get past an seemingly improbable David De Gea today. Liverpool 0, United 2. Welcome back to Anfield. Liverpool and Manchester United taking each other on in the biggest matchup in the English game. And currently, Manchester United, who are chasing leaders Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur and are in the top 4 currently, which is unexpected to say the least, considering that everyone had Manchester United out to be the dominant force in the Premier League this year. It hasn't really turned out that way, but today they have the lead and that will be crucial going forward. Of course, after this, there is the Derby Day game between them and Manchester City, and then it's back to the Champions League for the start of the second half of the group stages, in which Manchester United have somewhat been thrown a lifeline by their 5-goal thrashing of, to be all due respect to Kansas Dryer. Rashford has gone down, took one to the face. He's going to get booked, the Liverpool man. I think that's Gomez. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Rashford, he does take an arm to the face. I think Gomez is probably a little lucky to stay on the pitch. Rashford choosing not to strike it from that far out. I don't think anyone can really blame him. Hello to Martial, to Mason Greenwood. If Manchester United can get 2 points out of the next 2 games, it would be somewhat of an achievement. They are 2 huge fixtures, and you can never count Liverpool or City out of either of them. But like we said earlier, the improvements that Manchester United made had people thinking that they would dominate this year. Here's Firmino! Oh, David De Gea is absolutely incomparable today. David De Gea is on top form. And we haven't said that a lot in the last in this tenure of Gregg Popovich, but today he has come to play. And that is another stunning save from David De Gea. Certainly his best game probably under Coach Popovich so far. He can keep a clean sheet here, it'll be worth it. And here's Trent with another corner. And Robertson battles with Marcus Rashford and loses. But Keita covers it for Liverpool. And here's Trent again. Ronaldo. Mane. Your former Southampton teammates in this team, of course. Liverpool a few years ago going on that spending spree, in Southampton in particular. That's worked for them, it has to be said. Champions League winners now, of course. They are being a bit too loose with the ball there, but Lindelof cleans it up. That's a beautiful ball. Oh, and Greenwood almost got there, didn't he? You see how battles and wins the ball. Marcus Rashford gets pushed and shoved. No foul given. The referee there. So it's fair enough. Here's the scuffles in this game. Here's Trent. Pogba. Greenwood, what a touch. Martial. Greenwood. Oh, Greenwood just didn't turn there. Ronaldo plays back to his keeper. Mr. Greenwood. Rashford's going to be onside. He enters battle with Joe Gomez and loses. Good tackle by Gomez. He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Firmino. Robinson. Liverpool attacking with pace here. Robinson beats Lindelof. Sadio Mane. David Gea didn't look comfortable with that, did he? Did he slip on the way? There's a chance for Liverpool. And those stunning Trent free kicks are definitely their best chances so far, but David De Gea has been uncomfortable when he's been needed. And Mo Salah has made way for Xherdan Shaqiri for Liverpool. Dalot. He's given away to Firmino. And shot there by Shaqiri. That's his first action of the game. Xherdan Shaqiri, an absolute steal from Stoke. Martial shielding the ball well against Wijnaldum. Dalot. Martial has taken off. Can Robertson keep it in? No, he can't. But Dalot does. Whips it in towards Greenwood. Nothing doing. Shaqiri's got a long time to wait for someone, but he has found Alexander-Arnold. And he's tackled by Matic. And to hoof it forward, hoping Rashford would get something on the ball there, but he didn't. See how he's gone past Ronaldo, and he's found Greenwood, and off goes Mason Greenwood. Oh, he's missed. Mason Greenwood. How has he missed? He's been on fire. Beautiful pass from Martial, returning the favour for the goal earlier. And Mason Greenwood, you've got to bet your house on him scoring from there. Substitution when Oldham has made way for Jordan Henderson. Aaron Henwood and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are both getting ready. And for Dallo, who played last time out. And most likely for Nemanja Matic on the other side. Free kick to United. And Lindelof was fouled here. It was rather late by Firmino. Decision. Well, Aaron Henwood has played Liverpool a lot of times in his days. He knows how to play them. Let's see what he can do today. Here he is. Finds Alex Telles, who's gone a long way forward in this one. Martial. Oh, Jordan Henderson's got him. Eric Origi has come on for, I believe it's Sadio Mane. Wan-Bissaka has indeed come on for Diego Dallo. Martial. Wan-Bissaka whips it in, and it's too high for Greenwood. And here comes Shaqiri. It's a Liverpool break here. Firmino. And we're going up against Firmino. No fear on him. Shaqiri has put it in, and that gives Liverpool hope. And they did brilliantly there, Liverpool. Great counter-attack. And it worked out wonders. Xherdan Shaqiri, the substitute, has made half the lead here. Still going to get another one, mind you. I think they should be more focusing on getting the ball and getting back to the centre circle and celebrating. But whatever the case, Liverpool have a chance. Once again, unfortunately, David De Gea has been beaten, but I don't think that takes anything away from his game today. I think Telles there has had a heavy touch. Unfortunately, he's tried to get the ball off the low cross. Actually, Shaqiri does really well, I think. I think that's all Xherdan Shaqiri's own work. The brilliant touch took it, gave him some space against Telles, and he shot and he scored. I think that's a brilliantly worked goal from Liverpool, to be fair. And Firmino is immediately on the Pogba's case here. No, Origi has been tackled by Neves. This plays to Rashford. James Milner, and Liverpool already feeling it now. They're immediately on any place. Oh, and Koulibaly has been turned out by Firmino. And here's Shaqiri. He sidestepped Aaron Henwood, and the ball has been cut out by Neves, and Henwood has tried to get it over Shaqiri, and he couldn't do it. Koulibaly now does it. Shaqiri gets it. And they have to go back to Trent. Liverpool really feeling it now. Aaron Henwood, you're not going to stop him on his day. And he finds Rashford. And Rashford's touch takes him into Joe Gomez, and there's no stopping after that. Telles. And Telles has been penalised. Strangely. And it's a strange decision. Let's see what happened here. I'm pretty sure Telles gets the ball. Well, no. I don't think it's a foul. I think Telles has been harshly punished, to be fair. And here comes Trent. Free kick. Origi's been beaten there by Wan-Bissaka, and now Manchester United have a chance to counter-attack. Rashford has sent Martial on his way. Greenwood calls for it, and Greenwood gets tackled by Joe Gomez, who's done really well since he got booked, to be fair. Well, I don't think there can be any doubts of Aaron Henwood's name appearing against Manchester City on the team sheet. He is against Liverpool now for the final 15 minutes or so of the game. He's intercepted there. And Henwood is the Manchester City nemesis. He loves the fixture. I think his club he supported as a boy out for that one. Joe Gomez has to put it out for a Manchester United throw. He receives. Henwood's gone down. But of course, Aaron Henwood doesn't really make a fuss about it, so you don't really hear a whistle going. It's a poor pass for Koulibaly to mop up. Saka. Here comes Jordan Henderson. Saka has been tackled, but he gets the free kick. He's going to take it quickly. It's going to work to their benefit. Greenwood. 3 minutes of added on time. Manchester United still winning by 2-1. Martial into Mason Greenwood. He's got to score. Oh, it's a good save from Alisson, to be fair. Every time Mason Greenwood gets in a scoring position, you'd think he'd score it. It's wonderfully done here from Martial. Great cross. Mason Greenwood in acres of space. He got it on target, to be fair. Good save from Alisson. It is a good save. Keeping his team in it for one last time, perhaps. It is a Manchester United corner, which Pogba will take. And it's all the way to Alisson. Aaron Henwood is in the box there. Working. And Firmino's done brilliantly well. He was met by Wan-Bissaka. And now Derek Origi. 4 seconds left. Firmino. Shaqiri. Shaqiri shoots. Aaron Henwood puts his body in the way. And it's away again. Only as far as Trent. And Arnold puts it in. Aaron Henwood gets in the way again. And that is it. The final whistle. Manchester United taking a vital 3 points. They hold on. And Shedrin Shaqiri's 78-minute goal is not enough for Liverpool today. It's a vital 3 points for Manchester United. And that wins them the game by 2-1 thanks to goals from Rashford and Martial, the scoring geniuses under Coach Pop. This is a vital 3 points with City coming up next. That is for sure. So in the other games coinciding with today's coverage, Leicester City 1-0 against Aston Villa, and the same score for Chelsea against Sheffield United, and the same score for Bournemouth against Watford as well. A lot of 1-0s. But crucially at the top of the table, Arsenal have won by 2-0 against Norwich City, meaning their unbeaten run goes on. Meanwhile, Manchester City and Everton entertained each other for a 2-2 draw, Southampton grabbing a 4-0 win against Newcastle United, Brighton and Hove Albion losing 2-0 to West Ham United. Tottenham Hotspur are the other team that are unbeaten, and they remain so. 3-0 winners against Burnley, and it's Wolves and Crystal Palace sharing the points with a 1-1 draw. Let's see what that means for the table. It means that Arsenal now take the top spot on virtue of... I'm not sure, because most of their stats are very similar to Tottenham's actually. I guess they get it on goals for? I'm not entirely sure because the goal difference is the same, but either way, Arsenal continue to lead the table. There's actually no change to the top 5 positions with today's results. There is a change in 6th place. West Ham United have taken advantage of Liverpool and Newcastle and the like losing today, and they climb to 6th. Southampton go into the top 10. Manchester City drop down to 12th in their very confusing season, to be honest. Leicester also go down to 13th. Crystal Palace climb to 15th. In the relegation zone, Sheffield United go into it with Bournemouth winning today. Norwich City stay, as do Burnley. And there is starting to be a bit of a gap forming between the teams on 2 at the bottom and Bournemouth. Bournemouth now pulled 3 points clear of the drop zone, but it's still very tightly contested, and it's all tightly contested everywhere with 8 games played so far.